Okay, now let's look at example 7. Shafi, Akmal and Masna find 3 ropes tied together with a single knot and decide to have 3-way tug of war. Masna pulls to the west with 100 Newton of force, while Akmal pulls to the south with 200 Newton. How hard and in which direction should Shafi pull to keep the knot from moving? Okay, so we are given a situation here where we have Shafi, Akmal and Masna. So these three, they found 3 ropes. Okay, they found 3 ropes tied together with a single knot and they decided to play tug of war. So when they were playing this tug of war, okay, each of them will have different direction and different force. Okay, setiap mereka akan tarik dengan value force yang berbeza dan direction yang berbeza, which is dia sudah bagi tahu dekat sini. So Masna pulls to the west. So Masna ni dia direction dia adalah to the west dan dibagi dekat sini dengan daya 100 Newton. And Akmal pula pulls to the south. Okay, Akmal dia tarik ke direction south with 200 Newton of force. And now soalan minta, how hard and in which direction should Shafi? Okay, now soalan minta Shafi. Shafi, how hard? Meaning that the value for the force. Apa magnitude force ni? And then which direction? And which direction? Adakah direction dia to the east, to the north? Or is it like 50 degree? Okay, sebab direction can be the angle, can be to the left, to downward, can be for south, for north. And then should Shafi pull? Okay, so maksudnya kita mau cari force, magnitude dan direction of the force of Shafi under the condition. Okay, dia bagi condition dekat sini, to keep the knot from moving. Okay, apa maksud to keep the knot from moving? So kita mau mereka bertiga ni akan tarik tali ni dengan daya yang berbeza, which dia sudah bagi tahulah daya daripada Masna dan Akmal. So Shafi ni dia kena tarik tali ni dengan satu value daya, okay, yang spesifik supaya tali ni tidak bergerak dekat tengah. Maksudnya supaya dia balance. So dekat sini keyword dia ni bermaksud equilibrium. Okay, apa maksud equilibrium? Okay, kita tengok the steps here. Okay, so whenever we are solving this kind of question, equilibrium question, there are few steps that you need to follow. Okay, for it, so that it is easier for you to solve the question. So first step is identify all forces acting on the object. Second one, draw free body diagram. Okay, these 2 steps we have learned in 4.1. And then next one, apply the condition for equilibrium. So remember, the condition for equilibrium is the sum of fx component is equal to 0 and the sum of fy, which is y component, is equal to 0. Ni adalah condition yang mesti kita follow for equilibrium problems. And then last one, solve the component equation for the unknown. So we need to identify what is the unknown in this question. Maksudnya apa soalan tu minta. Okay, so berbalik kepada soalan dekat sini. Okay, first you need to identify all the forces. So forces yang kita ada adalah daripada Masna, daripada Akmal dan daripada Shafi. Bermaksud kita ada 3 forces here. So we have 3 forces. We have one from Masna, then one from Akmal, one from Shafi. Okay, it doesn't matter how you label them. You can label F1, F2, F3, but I will just label according to their name so that it's easier for us to see. Okay, so Fm, which is from Masna, we are given the force 100 Newton and the direction is to the west. And then from Akmal, we are given 200 Newton and the direction is to the south. And then last one, Shafi, this is the unknown that we need to find. Okay, and then next step is Next step is to draw FBD. So according to the information that we are given, we need to transfer them into FBD. Okay, so now Masna. Masna directionally adalah to the west. So this one as a reference, to the west is to the left. And it is memang dia yang cakap memang to the west, bukan south of west, bukan south of east macam tu, bukan. So ngam-ngam to the west, meaning that it is going to the left here, and then you label FM, which is equal to 100 Newton. Okay, and then Akmal to south, south going downward, and then label Akmal 200 Newton. Okay, so now based on the condition that is given, because we want them to be balanced, to be in equilibrium. Okay, so based on this FBD here, kita boleh assume direction Shafi, sebab kita mau ketiga-tiga ni adalah balance kan. So kita boleh assume sebenarnya Shafi ni dia kena tarik kepada direction dekat sini. Okay, kita boleh assume sebenarnya Shafi ni dia kena tarik ke direction ni, and then there will be an angle actually, sebab dia tidak boleh ke sini. Kalau ke sini dia tidak akan balance. By logic kamu kena fikirlah benda tu kan dia tidak akan balance. Kat sini pun sama, dia tidak akan balance. So we know it should be towards this direction. So this is what we want to find. Okay, and then based on the condition, we know that fx must be equal to 0 and fy also must be equal to 0. Okay, so now after we draw the FBD, we identify what is the unknown, which is fs. Now we can solve the problems. So how we solve the problems? Since kita ada dua component, so we need to draw a table as usual. Okay, as usual we need to draw the table. Okay, so first of all, dekat sebelah sini kamu masukkan forces yang terlibat, which we have Masna, Akmal and Shafi, and then last one is just the sum of all the forces. Okay, kita tengok satu persatu. Kita tengok Masna dahulu. Okay, Masna, which is this one. Okay, Masna ni dia ngam-ngam dekat x-axis. Ngam-ngam dekat x-axis. Dia tiada angle. So, bermaksud dekat sini, y-axis dia adalah kosong. Hanya di x-axis sahaja ada value. Okay, so y-axis adalah kosong. Tidak akan ada value sebab satu kita tidak angle. Okay, and then dekat x-axis kan. Tetapi direction dia adalah to the left, which means dia akan jadi negative. Negative 100. Okay, and then untuk Akmal pula, Akmal pula dia ngam-ngam dekat y-axis. Bermaksud hanya di y-axis sahaja ada value, x-axis tiada value. Okay, dia terbalik. So, x-axis dia tiada value, y-axis dia akan ada value dan direction dia downward. So, it will be negative 200. And then Shafi, we don't know. So, we're just gonna put here fs x, fs y. And we know the condition for equilibrium, the sum must be equal to 0. So, we want to find this unknown first. Okay, so how to find this unknown? Since we know that this sum is equal to 0, so you just keluarkan equation ni. Okay, di mana the sum of fx is equal to 0, which we have negative 100, 0 and fsx. Negative 100 plus 0 plus fsx, which is equal to 0. So we can solve this one, which is equal to 100. And then untuk y component pun sama. So untuk y component sama juga, equal to 0. We have 0, negative 200 plus f sy, which is equal to 0. Okay, dan kita akan dapat x component dan y component. So, selepas kita dapat x component dan y component, kita kena cari magnitude because we want to find the magnitude here. So, we cannot just leave the question like this. Benda yang sama kita selalu buat selama ni. So, untuk cari magnitude, buat macam biasa. So, f as x square plus f as y square, and then just masukkan 100 square plus 200 square. So, kamu akan dapat, okay, please double check double check, tekan calculator kalau kamu punya jawapan sama dengan Miss. So, you should be able to get 223.6 Newton. And then, since they minta juga direction, so you need to calculate the angle. So, calculate the angle. Tangent theta equal to the magnitude of f as y, f as x. Okay, sorry, bukan magnitude, modulus. Okay, Miss tersilap cakap, it should be modulus. So, 200 and 100. So, you will get the angle is equal to 63.43 degree. Okay, now that we can confirm, adakah betul kita punya initial assumption, di mana dia adalah di atas positive x-axis. So, kalau tengok dekat sini, x component positif, y component pun positif. So, kita tahulah dia dekat atas ni. So, betul lah assumption kita. Dan angle dekat sini adalah sama dengan 63.43 degree. Okay, this one you don't need to draw. I just draw it here so that we can see lah. Basically, betul lah assumption kita. So, final answer yang paling penting adalah you give the magnitude and direction. Okay, I forgot to include here. And the direction here is above positive x-axis. Okay, above positive x-axis. So, biasakan always include this one, above positive x-axis.